Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maria. But if this happens to be your first time visiting, welcome to Siempre Infinitos DIY. So today is July the 1st. That only means that it's Christmas in July. Today's video, I am going to share with you how I made a penguin and a snowman. I'm planning to make a big display for, of course, Christmas in July. So I thought, let me make some characters, and this is what I have for you today. But before I begin, let me welcome all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for subscribing to my channel. It really truly means a lot to me, especially when you comment about my videos and we chit chat. So thank you so much. And also to all of those who have been following me from the beginning, guys, you mean the world to me as well. I cannot and would have not been gotten this far if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much to all of you. All right, so with all of that being said, let's get to the video. So here, as you can see, I am making a penguin. I wanted to make sure that the head was almost about the same size as his body, which I just went ahead and just rolled a ball, and then the body I made it into a pear shape. And then the flippers, of course, made sure that those two flippers were the same size. Here now I am making what is going to be the front of his chest, and all I did was cut out an oval shape. You can use a cookie cutter, like an egg shape cutter, cookie cutter, and that should work just as well. So now all I did was just smooth that out. Here I have a heart shape cookie cutter, and because the heart shape cookie cutter is a little bit too big for his head, I'm just going to try to trim that on the sides, and then that should be good enough. It's really not difficult to do this. I try to make it, as always, as simple as I can, so everybody can join in and do this. You don't have to be an expert, even the little ones. So like I said, this is extremely easy. It was not really that, it did not take that long, as a matter of fact. But yeah, I probably, if I would have to give it a time, I would say maybe 40 minutes tops. All right, so let's move on. So now I'm just going to be placing his the heart on top of his, what's going to be his face. And here he is. He's coming all together. I think he's starting to look adorable. So here I am using this tool. If you don't have this tool, you can use a pencil or a marker, and it's just to guide, so I will know where to add his eyes, because if I don't do that, I don't know why I always put his eyes a little crooked. One is always higher than the other, so that helps me guide that. So here all I'm doing is shaping this little this is going to be his beak, and just shaped it into candy corn, and use my scissors to cut that in the middle. Just make sure that you don't cut it all the way through, and especially your fingers. Because it was a little bit too big, I went ahead and just cut some of it on the back. And because the clay is still soft, I don't have to worry about adding any glue to this. Now, if you want to add glue, that is totally up to you. So now that I have his beak, I am going to start working on his feet. And the feet, pretty much just shaped it into what looks like an egg, and then just start flatten it down. I used my scissors, and I just did not really cut, but I just made marks to make it look like, his little feet. So I place one on right underneath the bottom, and then the other on the side of his body, because I plan to add skates on him, and I want him to look like he is skating on one foot only. So here all I'm doing is just making a little scarf for him. Then I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm going to just make little marks, making it look like they're strings. So I want the penguin to have a beanie, so I am going to use my flexible knife, and I really love this flexible knife because I'm able to curve, as you can see the knife here. So I'm going to cut out a triangle shape, and then I am going to fold the both ends together. Then I'm just going to chop off or cut off or trim off, whichever of those three words you want to use. and just trim the top of it because I don't want it to look like a cone. And then I'm going to go in with my knife and I'm going to start making designs. Now, I did all of this before I made some type of pattern. Because the clay was still soft, I was still able to get away with it, and I went in there afterwards, which I will show you in just a minute. So here, as you can see, all I'm doing is just closing the back of it, and I'll show you just a minute. So whatever extra clay, I'm just going to trim that off, and then I'm just going to continue closing it in and trim off the top part. After I added the beanie, I realized that I have forgotten to make a little cute design on his beanie. So I just went in with my knife and started just making lines, because the clay was still soft. If the clay would have been dry, then of course I would have not been able to do this. So once I did all of those little lines, I did another strip and I added that around the beanie because I wanted to look like he had flipped the beanie over, if that makes any sense. So I want to take this quick moment to thank everyone for their lovely comments on my birthday. Thank you so much, guys, for taking time to wish me a happy birthday. And also, if you're not following me on Facebook, please go over there and you will see stuff that I'm not able to show you here. So yeah, so don't forget to visit my Facebook page, and that is Maria Fake Bake. So back to my penguin. As you can see now, I'm just going to be adding this strip. And this time I remembered to add the design before I added the that little strip around the beanie. Now I want him to have like a fluffy ball on the top. So I just grabbed some clay, made a ball, and then I went in with my tool and started just dabbing it. And it's going to give it that fluffy ball looking. So here he is. It's almost done. All I need to do now is just add his little eyes and he should be okay. Actually, as a matter of fact, I just remembered I need to still add his skates and his earmuffs. So I am going to be using Glisten Glue's clay, and I chose to go with the color Orchid. I thought that this would be a really pretty color next to his scarf and his beanie. So I just rolled out a ball and used my tool again and just start dabbing it, making it look more that puffy look. The way I chose to make his skates was really simple. I did not want them to cover his foot, so I just went and made out the letter F, and I used this knife. If you do not have one, then you can just use a pair of scissors. Once I shaped the letter F, then I went in and started smoothing it all out. And that was it. That's how simple and easy this was to make. So here's my penguin looking also cute and adorable. So the next thing I'm going to share with you is how I made my snowman. So I wanted him to look like he is leaning over. So instead of placing his head in the center of his body, I chose to place it on this little bit on the side. Then I made sure that both of his arms are the same length. I shaped them into looking like teardrops. And then I'm going to be using any treasure clay, and I chose to go with the light green, and this is the color that I'm going to be using for his mittens as well for his beanie. Now for his beanie, I chose to make it a little different. Instead of making it look like the previous one, I chose to make it a little longer. I do not know if it's the same name for this type of beanie. If there is a different name, please let me know in the comments down below. So again, guys, I forgot to add the pattern in there, so I will be doing that in just a minute. Here, all I did again is just fold them in together, and you will see a gap in the second. That is fine because I'm actually going to fold this down, and that's going to cover that gap. And I want his beanie to have a pom-pom on the bottom, so I'm just going to get some white. I'm going to add and then I'm going to go in with my tool and I'm just going to start dabbing away, and that's going to make it look like a pom-pom. All right, so here I have some old makeup eyeshadow, and I just wanted his cheeks to look a little rosy because again he is in the snow and he is a bit cold. All right, so here he is all done. I went ahead and gave him like a little latte, and his skis are actually made out of candy cane, And here's my penguin, and I gave him a donut as well. All right, friends, so what do you think? They are looking so adorable. I really love how I made this, how they both came out. And my friends, as well, you can see this is the end of the video. So thank you so much for stopping by, and until the next time, stay safe, be kind, bye.